Polylines. Polyline in this program are basically a group of either lines and arcs, and it's going to create one object, and I'll show you exactly how to do that in this video. We're also going to take a look at the rectangles, polygons, and donuts, which are special types of polylines. So let's start with the polyline command first. So now I started with the polyline. It's beginning to act just like the regular line command, so I'm going to select my first point, or specify it by using the absolute. So I'm just going to use my polar tracking method just to drag it over this direction, and I'm going to give it a length of 6. Now if I want to go up, but I want that to be an arc on the end of that, I have an arc function, or an option, that's on my command line. So go ahead and select arc, point in the up direction, give it a distance. Let's say this is 3. Now I have to switch back to the line command, and I can either type L on my keyboard, or I can come down here at the bottom and select line. I'll come back this direction, and if I didn't know that distance, I'll just use the O-snap tracking. Remember, with that, you just kind of hover over that endpoint, come up to where it intersects. Now I'll do a left click there, and now once again I'll go back down here to the bottom with an arc. So I'll select arc and select that endpoint. Escape to exit out of the command. One good thing about a polyline is that it is one object. Later on we can find the area, or we can find the actual perimeter that's going around this, or how much is measuring around it. So we get some other useful information out of it. The next special type of polyline that I'm going to show you is going to be a rectangle. I'll go ahead and erase this polyline, so I'll clear up myself a little space. So I'll choose the rectangle option, which is underneath this little drop down. And the first thing you're going to do with the rectangle, and the way I typically will use this, is I'm going to select 2 points. So I'll usually select my first point, and then I'll use the relative method by locating my second point, which is going to be at 3, 2. If I wanted to do that another way, I can, and I can choose this rectangle. I'll select my first point, and now I have some options down here. If I know the area, or if I know the dimensions, or anything of that nature, I can define this. So if I was defining this point, this rectangle again, and remember it's a 2 by 3, if I multiply those two numbers, that should give me 6, so my area is 6. So if I define it by an area, and I say my area is going to be 6, and now it's asking me either for a length or a width. In this case, I'm going to use the length, which is going to be 3. And now you can see I have made that exact same rectangle. I can also use it by dimensions as well. So rectangle, select your first point, and now you get those options here at the bottom. So I'll use dimensions, I'll give it its length, which is 3. The width is going to be 2. And now I have to give it what quadrant. If you hit escape at this point, it will wind up losing your rectangle. So I have to locate it on which quadrant I want. So I'll go ahead and locate it here. And now you can see that I am done with the command. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at the polygons. And with the polygon, I'm just going to create a circle here on the screen just to show you an important concept. So I'm going to draw a circle here, and I'll go ahead and create another one. Now let's make it over here. I'll select the polygon option. The first part we need to do is give it a number of sides, and let's go ahead and make a pentagon. So let's have 5 sides. You need to locate the center or the edge. So I'm just going to specify the center here. And now I need to ask which side is it going to be, inscribed or circumscribed. Inscribed means that my polygon is going to be inside a circle, and circumscribed will mean that my polygon will be outside the circle. So I'll show you what that means. I'll go inscribed, and now I'll just go to that endpoint, and as you can see that my polygon is on the inside of a circle. That is the inscribed. The way I like to think of it as, when I hear inscribed, is that my endpoints are going to touch the inside of that circle. If I do the exact same thing with another polygon, once again it's going to be 5 sides. My center, I'll locate it here. And now I'll choose the circumscribed option. And now once I locate my other point, you will see that my circle is actually on the inside of my polygon, or my polygon is circumscribed to that. And the way I like to think of circumscribed are my sides are touching. So I have inscribed in this case, and this is circumscribed. The next special polyline that we're going to take a look at is we're going to look at the donut, which is located actually underneath the little draw pull down option, and then select the one that kind of looks like a tire or a donut. Okay, now I can go ahead and specify my inside diameter is the first thing that it asked me. So I can specify this as 2. And my outside diameter, in various different versions of this program, the outside diameter had to be bigger than the inside diameter, but they have changed that now. So my inside is at 2. I can make my outside 1, and it will still create a donut of that nature. I'll show you another special kind of way that I'll typically use a donut is if I use donut. And now my inside diameter, if I make that 0, my outside diameter, I'll make it 1 just to have it a little smaller. You'll notice that I'll make a dot. So long as I can make the inside diameter can be 0, the outside diameter cannot be 0. So that's one of the special little rules that you do have to remember about a donut. They all have to be positive numbers, and the outside diameter cannot be 0.